Okay, so for this deep dive, let's picture something. Imagine a fortress, but not just on a hill. It's like welded right onto the top of a mountain, way up there.
Mm-hmm.
And getting there, it's not a casual walk. We're talking a serious climb, often involving maybe 1,000 stone steps.
Yeah, that's the image we get from the source material on Babak Castle in Iran. Quite the place.
Definitely.
It's up in Iran's East Azerbaijan Province, and it's famous not just for its history, but, like you said, this incredible strategic spot and its connection to a major historical figure.
Right. So our mission here is to really pull out the key stuff from this source. What makes it important historically? How did that location shape everything?
Yeah.
And, what does the sheer difficulty of reaching it tell us?
Well, the first thing that jumps out absolutely is how hard it is to access. That wasn't an accident. It was definitely by design.
Right.
Forget easy roads. The main way up today often involves those 1,000 or so stone steps you mentioned. And even when you're nearly there, the main entrance path itself is apparently super narrow. The source says sometimes just wide enough for maybe 1 or 2 people.
Seriously.
Yeah, and it winds uphill for about 200 meters before you even hit the main gate.
That kind of inaccessibility, it really speaks volumes, doesn't it?
Totally.
Clearly not built for, welcoming parties. The source hints the earliest parts. The stonework, the plaster, might go way back, maybe Parthian, Sasanian eras.
Exactly. And just for context, that's well before the Islamic period. We're talking powerful, ancient Iranian empires. So it suggests this spot was strategically vital for centuries, a defensive fort long before its most famous residents showed up.
Which brings us right to Babak Khorramdin. So, 9th century, the Abbasid Caliphate is expanding, this huge Islamic empire, right? And Babak, he becomes this key leader fighting back, a major resistance movement.
A very big deal.
And this castle, this became his base, his stronghold for, over 20 years?
20 years. Resisting one of the most powerful empires of the time from a mountaintop fortress. It's kind of incredible.
It really is.
And this is where that location becomes just central to the whole story. The source points out how formidable it was. It suggests maybe as few as 20 defenders.
20?
Yeah, maybe just 20 people could potentially hold off an army of 100,000.
Get out. How?
Well, think about it. Their arrows, siege weapons, they just couldn't really reach effectively up those sheer cliffs, those narrow paths.
20 against 100,000. That just highlights it perfectly. The castle wasn't just walls. It was basically using the mountain itself as a weapon.
Masterclass in terrain defense.
But, okay, how do you survive up there, during a long siege? The article mentions the towers, great visibility, the multi-story main building, but also, crucially, these water reservoirs.
Yes. Ingenious things on the eastern side, not just holes in the ground. They were properly built, special mortar, arched roofs, all designed specifically to catch rainwater and snowmelt. Having water up there was absolutely key to lasting out.
Just shows the practical thinking needed for living in a place like that. Amazing.
But even with brilliant defenses, that kind of resistance,
it
eventually faces tough odds.
Yeah, the source tells us Babak was finally defeated, 837 AD, by the Abbasid general Afshin.
And interestingly, Afshin himself was of Iranian origin. Babak was captured, executed. The source even mentions these dramatic accounts of his execution.
Now what?
Like him apparently smearing his own blood on his face so no one would think he looked pale out of fear. Pretty defiant image.
Wow, heavy stuff.
But the castle's story doesn't quite end there. The source notes finds, pottery, coins, suggesting it was used again later, maybe 12th, 13th centuries.
After the Abbasid.
Seems like it, yeah. Though its exact purpose then isn't super clear from this source. After that, it looks like it was mostly abandoned for a long time until, more recently, becoming the significant spot for historical, cultural gatherings.
And that climb today is still part of the whole experience, isn't it? You get these incredible views, makes the effort worth it, apparently. It's a place where you can almost feel the layers of history, ancient fort, rebel base, now a place people gather to remember.
So what does this deep dive really show us? I think it's how geography can genuinely dictate history, not just shape the land.
Absolutely.
It shows incredible human ingenuity, surviving and resisting in those really extreme conditions. And maybe the biggest thing, how one single place can hold so many different stories, so many different meanings across centuries.
Yeah, it makes you think about perseverance, about strategy through time. One spot, a mountaintop, serves as a watchtower, then a rebel HQ for 2 decades, now a place of pilgrimage, almost. It really makes you wonder, what other places out there hold these kinds of complex, layered histories, literally carved into the rock, just waiting for you to explore them.